Hi, I'm Mark. Welcome back to Foothill Paint Fabrication. Well, today we got a super quick video for you. I just want to touch on installing the lower door seal retainer. So we're just going to zoom in tight and show you this, how it goes in and which way it should be facing. We already got the Weatherstrip bar all glued on the door, so once we get this on, these things are just about ready to hang on the cab. Okay, so this Weatherstrip retainer, it fits right down inside this groove here. You can see the shape, the way it's facing. So the top of the door is that way. This is the very bottom. So it just kind of curls inside there and fits down inside that Weatherstrip. And then before you curl it all the way under, try to make sure all your holes are lined up with the holes in the door. And then just kind of roll it up underneath there and hold it tight. Okay, but when you do that, you'll feel that, you know, those holes are really far away down in the side there. So I've got an ice pick and a couple of awls here. And so what I'm going to do is I've got that pulled up inside there, and I'm going to lift up on a little bit, and I'm going to find the hole here somewhere. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to push down on this ice pick and pull, and see how it popped down inside there like that. So now I can get another awl over here on this one and just kind of poke it in there and leave it, and then I'll try to get another awl down here a little bit farther, and then what we'll do is we'll just kind of push down and get a screw in one at a time, and then just keep moving down. So now I can take this one out and put a screw in, but don't tighten the screws down all the way. You just want to leave them loose. So I can pull that one out. See the screw hole right there. All right, so that's just loose like that, and we're just going to work our way down till we get all the way down to the other end, and then we're going to work on getting this pushed down tight so it's sitting properly up against the door, and it's going to work correctly once the door is shut. So now I'm just going to simply keep doing this all the way down. So I'll squish this down, and it gets a little harder down towards the end. So I'm going to move down. Once we get down there, I'll swing you guys around and I'll show you how I'm going to handle that. Okay, so you can see we're over halfway done, and this little retainer is really curling up here, and this edge is trying to dig in. So to keep from scratching the paint on the door, I just use a piece of paper. It's really simple. You just kind of lift that up and slide that just under the edge of it, just like that. So now you can manipulate this sheet metal back down where it belongs and keep putting screws in, because this is kind of turning up like that until it gets pulled flat, and then it'll flatten back out. So, but you don't want that sharp edge digging into your paint as it's trying to turn, and it's just going to bind up on you. So you just slide a piece of paper in there. It's kind of gripping it pretty good. Let me get that up underneath there a little better. I'm going to slide it down just like that, and just get it so the holes are visible, and then we're just going to keep putting screws in here. Ooh, close one. Don't want to scratch anything. So now I have to kind of push this down and pull it back to make sure that this actually turns and goes down inside that rubber where it belongs. And I'm skipping one right now so I can just get these started. Then I can come back and get that end one, which is going to be a little more difficult. By using this paper here, it makes it a lot easier, so you don't have to worry about scratching things up, and it allows it to slide. And there's the hole right there. Careful, Mark, careful. Careful, Mark. There we go. All right, so that's starting to bunch up on there, so I need to push it down and turn the corner here a little bit. And once it gets closer, I'll pull the paper out. So we're going to start tightening these up by hand. And I'm going to try to push down at the same time. And just work them all down slowly. And make sure that rubber's down inside there. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to run the rest of these down. I got to get the paper out. Hopefully. Come on. I got that one a little tight. Oh, there we go. I'm just kind of pulling back and getting it out of there. And now we can run these down all the way down. Okay, so I'm going to tighten all these down. I'm just going to go ahead and start at this end. Push down while tightening. And continually to pull that rubber up, because we're trying to get that to lay down flat. And that being brand new rubber, it doesn't want to cooperate. So if we just keep tightening them little by little, keep going back and forth, it'll slowly pull that piece of sheet metal, this retainer, down flat like it belongs. Okay, just like that. That's installed. Let me bring the camera in super tight and you guys can see it. Okay, here it is. And I'm going to tighten those screws. I'm going to let this sit for a while and compress that rubber. And then I'm going to go ahead and tighten these screws up a little bit more. And get them, make sure that sheet metal is pulled completely flat up against the door. And that way it's going to work perfectly once the door is shut. So you can see it's pulled down flat inside there. And it's looking real good. Okay guys, that's it. Just a super quick video on how to get the lower door seal retaining strip in and which way it should be facing. So we got it in, and I'm going to go back after this compresses this rubber a little bit more and snug up these screws to make sure it's down all the way completely flat. And after the doors are hung and before the door is closed the very first time, I'm going to be watching these little corners right here, because that's kind of pushing out a little bit, and I want to make sure that these aren't going to push between the rubber and then pinch it up against the freshly painted door jamb and either scratch it or cut the rubber right here. So I may just bend those down a little bit if it looks like it's going to get too tight. I may just bend the corners on these just a little bit in to make sure that there's plenty of room for the rubber to move inside there. But other than that, that's it. Thanks for joining me here at Foothill Paint and Fabrication. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and mash that bell icon so you get notifications every time I release a new video. We'll see you on the next one.